Iran's ruthless revenge continues completely unabated despite mounting internal battlefield challenges. The bitter IRGC versus armed forces face-off absolutely won't stop a ruthless Mujtaba Khamenei. Is the Iranian army in crisis, as mass desertions, shortages, and bitter infighting expose weakness? Trump boldly claims victory in first hour, but a defiant Iran violently replies with a massive missile barrage. As war with the US and Israel enters its 12th day, Iran's armed forces are now battling another serious and widening internal crisis. Iran's elite IRGC and its armed forces are reportedly at odds with each other over battlefield losses sustained during this conflict. Wounded troops have reportedly been denied any form of assistance by the IRGC, according to claims published by Iran International. IRGC personnel have reportedly denied access to hospitals for injured forces after combat wounds were reported among troops. Ammunition, food, and water also reportedly running out quickly for Iran's frontline units deployed across the active battle zones. Some Iran armed forces units have only 20 bullets for every 2 soldiers, according to claims carried by Iranian media reports during the fighting. Conflict and shortage of basic facilities have reportedly led to desertion by multiple soldiers, according to Iran International reports today. But the IRGC is also battling its own issues, including an apparent shortage of food and other basic supplies there now. Iran's elite forces have also been bogged down by reported communications equipment failures affecting coordination and operations in the field. Despite the challenges, Iran has shown no signs of slowing down in its retaliation and continues pressing ahead with strikes abroad. Iran launched a barrage of ballistic missiles in the 40th wave of its Operation True Promise during the latest round of attacks overnight today. The IRGC said Operation Al-Quds targeted Tel Aviv, the South, the West Bank, and US bases across the Mideast region in retaliation. The IRGC also claimed it fired over 200 rockets aimed at Israel together with its proxy Hezbollah during coordinated attacks in this wave. Videos emerged showing a massive impact in central Israel on March 12 after an Iranian drone strike hit the area during the attack. In Tel Aviv, sirens blared and residents ran for cover as the Iranian missile barrage continued across the city overnight there. Meanwhile, US President Donald Trump claimed victory in the first hour against Iran during remarks on the conflict. Trump also said that America doesn't want to leave early from Iran, indicating the war could continue for a longer period of time than expected now.
And as we take decisive action to stop the threat posed by the terrorist regime in Iran with Operation Epic Fury. Is that a great name? Well, it's only good if you win. You know, you can only do. And we've won. Let me tell you, we've won. You know, you never like to say too early you won. We won. We won the bet. In the first hour, it was over. But we won. But they gave me a list of names of generals. Sir, you can pick the name you'd like, sir. I said, the name of what? The name of the attack on Iran, sir. And they gave me like 20 names. And I'm like falling asleep. I didn't like any of them. Then I see Epic Fury. I said, I like that name. I like that name. And my administration, as you know better than anybody, is also working to keep the oil flowing. It's flowing all over. We knocked out, you know, they want to drop some mines. Very friendly people, mines, so boats blow up. And we knocked out as of, you know, every hour I have to change because they knock them out so fast. I've never seen anything. Think of it. They knocked out 54 ships in 2 days, and they're real ships. In fact, I got angry at my people. I said, are they any good? Yeah, they're warships. I said, why the hell did we kill them? Why didn't we just capture them and use them in our Navy? They said they wouldn't have qualified for that. But I got a little upset with my people. I said, why do we have to knock them? And actually, one of my generals said, sir, it's a lot more fun doing it this way. But we knocked out 58 naval ships. We knocked out their Navy, okay? Let's put it that way. But they also knocked out the mine layers. They call them mine layers. They put mines in the water. Lovely job. Isn't that nice? Blow up ships. And we knocked out 31 of them. And, you know, I was very proud of myself. I said, why did you use the weapon that we use on the drugs that come in by sea. Do you know that drugs by sea are down 98%? And I said, that's a hell of a weapon. And they said, well, give it a shot. It worked very well. We've knocked out, I think, 28 or 29, all of them, almost all of them. They'll all be gone. By the time I'm finished speaking, they'll be gone. These people work very fast. But I'm pleased to report that earlier today, the International Energy Agency agreed to coordinate the release of a record 400 million barrels of oil from various national petroleum reserves around the world, which will substantially reduce the oil prices as we end this threat to America and this threat to the world. We don't want to leave early, do we? We got to finish the job, right? Over the past 11 days, our military has virtually destroyed Iran. Tough country. Their air force is gone, totally gone. That took the better part of about 3 hours. They no longer have radar. They don't have anti-aircraft equipment. They don't have anything. Their missiles are down 90%. Their drones are down 85%. We're blowing up the factories where they're made left and right. And frankly, nobody has ever seen anything like it. Nobody's ever seen anything like what you're witnessing now, and that can include the original killing of Soleimani and al-Baghdadi, two of the worst killers in the world that I did, as well as Operation Midnight Hammer, where we totally obliterated Iran's nuclear potential. We obliterated it. They don't have nuclear potential. And then after Midnight Hammer, and then we left, we figured that'll be the end of them for a while. But they started again. That's why we got to finish it, right? We don't want to go back every 2 years. And that's because, there'll be someday when you don't have me as president. You'll have perhaps you'll have a weak, pathetic person like we've had in the past, mostly all. Like Barack Hussein Obama, who signed one of the worst deals ever with Iran, where they were going to give up everything. Remember when he filled up a 757 with billions of dollars of cash and sent it to Iran? Billions, people forget that.